I am going to talk about the exceptions to the rules for affect and effect. When affect is a noun, it means a feeling or an emotion. And usually you're going to find these in sentences that have to do with physicians and psychiatrists, medical, something medical. And affect, A-F-F-E-C-T-I-V-E, so affective, can also be an adjective, like you have seasonal affective disorder or affected. That in that case, it's also AFFECT with the A at the beginning because it's seasonal feeling disorder. We know that a seasonal affective disorder or SAD has to do with depression, so it has to do with an emotion or feeling. So let me give an example. So I'm looking on the Morson's guide on page 271, and it has some great test things that you can run through and just practice them so you can kind of get the idea. But I'm looking at test 1, number 2. It says the psychiatrist thought Silvio's affect changed because he had consumed sugar. So he thought that his feelings changed because he had consumed, not that he affected something in some way. Okay, but his feelings changed or his emotions changed. So it'd be Silvio's AFFECT changed because he had consumed sugar. Another one would be, we could just do the next one, number 3. The doctor originally wrote inappropriate affect on his chart, which that's kind of alluding to the fact that he should have put inappropriate effect, but in here it's inappropriate feeling on his chart. One more, it says, thanks, number 4, thanks, however, to the good counseling he received, Silvio now has appropriate affect for stress-related experience. He has appropriate feelings, because if you read the very first one, it talks about how he laughs when he shouldn't, okay? And so here, those are so kind of put feeling in there. If it has something to do with feelings or emotions, it's going to be affect. Now, when are you going to have effect as a verb? Okay, that is when it means to bring about. So a lot of times if you have a verb, effect change, for example, effecting something, putting something into action or bringing it about or starting it, that is when effect is going to be a verb, E-F-F-E-C-T. So if I gave you an example, if I'm looking at test 2 on page 271, number 4, it says, if they can effect a compromise, we all win. If they can bring about a compromise. See how that sounds like? So you could just put it in there and say, okay, it sounds like a compromise is going to happen, but in order for it to happen, or if it happens, we'll all win. So we want to bring about a compromise. Okay, we want to effect a compromise. We want to bring it about. On number 6 on test number 2, it says, can you effect delivery by the 20th? Can you bring about delivery by the 20th? Okay, that would be another example where you would just have to, I don't know any other way other than I just put these little things in my head to remind me, okay, let me just replace these to see if they make sense. And effective can also be an adjective. But that would be used like the medicine was effective. It worked, okay? It was effective. It helped out. So that's kind of the difference between those, the affect and effect being used differently, the exceptions to the rule. So if you go to page 271 in the Morson's Guide, go over those and, practice them on a separate sheet of paper, and then check your answers in the back, because that will really help out, and hopefully by the end of it you'll understand the difference between affect and effect and how they're used.